and welcome to virtualsheetmusic.com and livingpianos.com. I'm Robert Estrin. The question today is a very heady one. What makes great music? And you might think, how could I possibly tackle a subject like that? Because it really is an enormous subject. Well, to throw a monkey wrench into this, I'm going to take it one step further and say, what is art? Because what makes great music is the same thing, the same fundamental question about what is art and what makes something art compared to what is not considered art. This is a timeless question, and I'm going to give you some idea of how to get your head around why Mozart was so great, but then so many of his contemporaries are long since forgotten. What's the difference between Mozart and Hummel? Not to knock Hummel, by the way. There's some of his pieces I love. But anyway, well, the fundamental thing is this. Whether it's reading a novel, watching a motion picture, listening to a piece of music, looking at a painting, it's all setting up expectations. Think about it. Let's say, let's take like a play or a book. You're reading along. Now, just imagine you're reading this book and you go, oh, I know what's going to happen next, and boom, it happens. Same thing with a piece of music. Listen to a piece of music, go, oh yeah, and it's going to go there, and it goes right there. Everything goes exactly where you expect it to. Well, you know what? That can become boring when you can predict everything. You tune out because you know what's coming. It's like, okay, nothing more disappointing than going to a film and you're looking forward to it, and you're going there, and the first 20 minutes you figure out what you think's going to happen, and then 2 hours later you find out it did, and you walk out going, boy, all I got from that was popcorn. You know? Same thing with a piece of music. Any piece of music that is completely predictable is going to bore you silly. Now, what's the flip side of this? The flip side is the other extreme. Composers who try to be as random as possible, and there's a whole school of composition based upon this premise, expressionism and serialized music that tries to randomize all the elements. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. In fact, the universe, some people consider to be orderly, some people consider to be random, so you can take it any way you like. But the bottom line is our human brains, if everything is random in a piece of music or in a film or a piece of art that just looks like a bunch of squiggly lines on a canvas, you can't make sense of it. It's very hard. It's not memorable to you because it's just too much information that you can't relate. So these are the two extremes. The magic of a great musical composition or a great book or play or film or work of art of any sort is setting up expectations and then either surprising you radically or in a subtle way. Mozart, for example, you go along, you think you know where it's going to go, and then just at a certain point it goes, just a little bit of a nuance of a phrase that, how did you think of that? You know, and it just really feels good. A lot of Beatles songs are that way. It goes along and you think it's going to be the same old, but no, it surprises you either in the chorus or in the bridge. It'll be something, or the whole structure might be not what you would expect. So the whole element of surprise. Beethoven was more of the radical surprise type. Going along just when you think you think it's safe to listen to the music, it's like, wow, where are we now? It keeps you engaged. So that balance between randomness and order is ultimately the foundation for art, in my opinion. I'd love to get other opinions on this because this is a vast subject, and this is only one facet. I don't mean to simplify all of art and music in one encapsulation of one idea. There's a lot more to it than that. But to me, that's the essential element that all great art and music has in common. Thanks so much for joining me. Robert Estrin here at virtualsheetmusic.com and livingpianos.com.